We are live.
Okay. It's 8:30 or thereabouts. I'll call this meeting of the Riley County Commission to order. Please, everybody join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right. Good morning, everybody, on this cold and chilly first Monday of November. Everybody had a good weekend. Start off with some public comments as usual. I don't see anybody up on Zoom, except of course all of our faces there. So I'll move here to the chamber, and I'm assuming that Shiloh probably has something for us this morning.
Since I'm here and out of my normal times. Good morning, commissioners.
Morning.
I just wanted to take the opportunity to inform you as well as the public that we are currently having a shortage of our orange decal stock, which is the 2022 year. So we are currently conserving the stock that we have to help customers that actually come in. We've got all of our November renewals that were mailed in. We're holding those, and all of the ones that come in online, we're going to be holding those until we're able to place our order, which we're hoping is going to be at the end of this week. So I just wanted everybody to know, so that those people that have mailed them in, or if they're wondering why they haven't received them yet, that's why. So if there's any emergencies or you need it right away, feel free to come into the office and we'll go ahead and get you taken care of. And then I will keep you apprised if things change.
Any idea when they'll come in?
Well, we've been told we can't even place the order until Thursday or Friday of this week. So we've begged, borrowed, and stolen from as many different counties, and counties have been passing them along. Some of the larger counties, Johnson, Wyandotte, they're really hurting right now. So we're doing the best we can with what we've got.
So if you miss October, because today is the 1st.
We'll still do October mail and those that come in over the weekend. Yes. So nobody will be late. No, it's my hope that obviously the November ones will get them before the end of the month, so nobody would be late.
Okay.
So, yep.
Yeah, keep us posted.
I sure will. So
Those things.
thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, one of those things, shipping and supplies still, it's going to be an ongoing process, that's for sure. Oh, let's see, any other comments this morning? Okay, I don't see anybody else, so I'll go ahead and close off public comments this morning, and we'll move on to commissioner comments. Start off with Commissioner McKinley.
Short weekend. Saturday, I was able to go to the K-State football game, took 3 of the grandkids. Enjoyed the victory, had a great day together, enjoyed spending time with the kids. And
Pretty nice day, a little windy? Or no?
yeah, no, not too bad.
I think it wasn't.
The only problem was, I got to take a hat.
Oh, were you over on the east side?
Oh, yeah. But I'd worn a sweatshirt, so I had to put my hood up on my sweatshirt. It got a little hot because I had to put a hood on my sweatshirt to keep my head from burning. But
I never seem to plan some of those games out this time of the year, right? It's early in the morning, you wear,
yeah, that's what.
put on a couple of layers and plan on taking them off, or if it's in the evening
Well,
game.
the kids have worn several extra ones. They were peeling off sweatshirts, a different shirt and stuff. And then Sunday, of course, was Halloween. I thought about dressing up as a county commissioner, but I thought that might be too scary. So I just stayed home.
You kind of can't dress up as something you already are, Ethan. That's kind of against the
It's
rules.
just kind of scary.
Yeah.
That was it.
Yeah, it was kind of for me, Thursday and Friday, well, my daughter and her dogs arrived late in the afternoon from DC. Drove through the rain all day on Thursday, so she was really tired. But so we spent some time over the weekend getting them settled in. I had a doctor's appointment, and I still answered questions from various people regarding the election and special ballot question. Just anywhere I go, people stop me and ask me about it. So Saturday, we went to the K-State game tailgate also, but we sat on the other side. So when the sun goes down, I mean, we were in the shade the whole time, but it was really very pleasant, and what a great win, so.
Mhm.
Sunday, was Reformation Sunday, so I played bells in the church choir. We caught up in a lot of household chores. It's full house in the house for a while. So, so I'm trying to get everything in sync. So I caught up with the stuff around the house, worked on the agenda. That's really business for today. So that's about it.
Well, as for me, Thursday was pretty busy anyway. After Thursday morning's meeting, I spoke with Clancy and Craig from the counselor's office and Amanda and several of her staff in the planning department to discuss some upcoming issues that have come up with the property over by the airport. It's not a new deal necessarily, but kind of worked through some channels there and followed up with several of the property owners in the area. And I think, pretty confident that we're in a good spot with this moving forward. There may be more coming to us later on that, but I think we've got a workable deal. It may take a while to get some solvency out of it, but we'll keep our fingers crossed. Also on Thursday, I spoke with Stephanie Peterson from the MPO to prepare and finalize some discussions for our upcoming November meeting. We haven't actually met in person, the MPO, since August, because last month September, they had the series of consults, and then last month it fell on some other important date. So we'll meet in November. We plan on passing our updated and amended Connect 2040 plan per KDOT. I think we're in good shape with all this per our city, county discussion as well. And we have a pretty good plan and strategy that will make sense to be workable for all the local jurisdictions moving forward for the duration of this plan. Thursday afternoon, I also Zoomed the October meeting of the Manhattan Area Recovery Task Force to discuss continuing efforts in the area in regards to the COVID-19 pandemic. Got a series of updates from the Raleigh County Health Department, Ascension Via Christi, K-State, USD 383, City of Manhattan, Fort Riley, Downtown Manhattan, and RCPD, and their working efforts within the community. We also discussed local sales tax collections in recent times compared to what it was pre-pandemic during the height, I guess, of the pandemic, and then kind of where we're at right now. I'm kind of hesitant to say we're in recovery, but anyway, we're moving through the process. I guess that's what's important. We also talked about what holiday retail sales may look like, shipping and supply problems and all of that, what that's going to do. We're working to put together a lessons learned and a final summary from this task force for December's meeting. I don't know how many other times we'll be meeting. I think COVID really still kind of plays a huge role in that in itself. So, and speaking of COVID, Friday I did go over to the health department to get my COVID-19 booster shot. Scheduled mine early in the morning. Thankfully I did that. It's quite a big line. I'm kind of curious if they'll be able to keep up there at that particular location, at least in the short term, but I have faith in everybody. They'll figure all that out. But for me, it was pretty quick, efficient, painless. At least the process anyway. Did feel a little tired and achy on Saturday, but I was only going to watch the game at home anyway, so it wasn't like it was a big deal. And all things considered, it really wasn't it wasn't nearly as bad as the second shot. That was holy cow. So couple of congratulations this morning. Manhattan High Indians won their first round Class 6A playoff game versus Wichita North, 64-6. Wow. Yeah. Scored the most points of anybody in the Class 6A playoffs, and not just kind of bullshit because, they still got teams like Derby and Lathrop North and a couple other ones coming up. So, we'll just have to see. They probably won't do that again. Of course, I want to say watch the K-State game on Saturday as well, 31-12. Man, King Felix. That was something. I don't think I've seen a defensive performance like that from a K-State player, maybe ever. Maybe since Jamie Mendez's 4 interceptions versus Temple in 91 or 92 or whatever it was. It was just seems like every other play he was there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who was that team on?
Yeah. They took 2 of the sacks away because apparently they were on 2 forced fumbles and they fumbled it forward. It counted as yardage or some dumb thing, but I'm going to count them. Yeah. And he already had 4 or 5 sacks going into that game. And he got to 6, which actually set a single season school record. Basically half of those coming in one game to put that in perspective. So, and my Atlanta Braves are up 3-2 in the World Series. Had a chance to clinch at home last night, but didn't. So all they really need to do is just win 1 of 2 in Houston, and go be champions. So we'll have something to hopefully look forward to, and hopefully I don't know why they start those games at 7 o'clock at night. I mean, it was, like I said, it was, fourth inning and it was like 10:30 already. It's like, some people have lives and stuff to get up to and wonder why ratings fail. You need to bring that back a little bit. Anyway, I won't go in a big soapbox about that, but anyway, that's all I've got this morning. So Cindy, we can move on to some business.
And we have nothing. So let's review minutes.
So I guess it'd be a good question to say, did we really need to meet this morning?
No.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah. Could have just stayed at home, drank some coffee. I mean, we're kind of used to not meeting on Mondays through October anyway, right?
Well, it's starting out November.
Yeah.
Thing.
Of course, it'll be flipped this month. We have 2 Thursdays we won't be here, so.
Yeah, well, it's we had a busy weekend.
So yeah, minutes of October 28th.
We'll do that.
We can go slow.
Well, you might, because it's gonna take me a minute to pull them back up.
Page 1, line 1, line 2.
Go through a couple subpoints. Yes. Let's see here. Let me get in here. Does everybody else have theirs up?
Yes.
So we're just waiting on me then. Okay. Okay, got it. Okay. So we'll start off with page 1. Page 2. Page 3. Page 4. Page 5. Page 6. Page 7. Page 8. And then lastly, page 9.
I move to approve the minutes of the October 28th meeting.
I would second that.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded to approve the minutes from the October 28th, 2021 Raleigh County Commission meeting. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Tentative agendas. Do you remember Thursday, we have that legislative conference here, the board chambers at 12 to 2?
12 to 2.
Uh-huh. That the council's office is providing, box lunches.
Next maybe better long day.
Yeah. That's right. We have a county officials luncheon on the following Monday. And then, to my knowledge, we've got interviews for 2 of the positions, correct?
Yeah, like 1:30, is that the final time on that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I haven't seen anything official from Elizabeth yet, but to my knowledge, there's only 1 candidate in each.
One each.
And I've got nothing for next week's press conference as well. Anybody else?
No.
We'll be busy enough probably. So looks like Amanda's on the agenda at 9, so we got a 15-minute break.
So I didn't come out there.
Yeah. I guess you picked the right day to do that. How's John this morning?
Pretty good.
Surely you're rooting for the Braves, aren't you?
Well, I kind of was last night. I don't know why.
I think everybody in America, with the exception of maybe Houston, really doesn't like the Astros.
They were starting off promising.
It did. Grand slam in the first inning. I think they put too much pressure on themselves to try to win it at home last night.
We finally won.
Houston 9-5. That's after they were no hit the night before through 7.5, 8 innings.
What is it, 1-1 now?
3-2.
So, yeah, I'm really behind.
That's what
I don't follow it.
I normally
I
don't
just
watch.
watched on the way in this morning. So
I was thinking to myself, it'd be kind of nice if it'd be no November baseball and we'll be done, but that's not too soon, yeah. I haven't watched the World Series really in depth since the Royals were there in 15, so
Yeah, it's the Royal over there.
the Royals and the Braves are my team, so I mean, pretty lucky.
Yeah, I hear a lot of people still complaining about Houston being the cheaters. They don't.
Yeah. Got new ownership, a new GM, a new coach. I mean, they're probably not cheating now, but
No more than any others.
but Houston was horrible for a long time. For a good 10-year stretch there, they were like 9,500 games a year, and they got all this talent in there. And that's 4 years.
Which one of the football coaches got fired?
TCU.
Gary Patterson.
Yeah,
After our game?
Yeah, two coaches we've.
In 2 weeks. Maybe if we kill KU by 70, maybe they'll give up on their guy too.
A lot of people are upset over that. Gary Patterson not letting him finish the year. And somebody on this, Casey Messer Dogs on, they linked to one of the TCU, and even the TCU people were saying, yeah, it looked like he was about done, but not letting him finish the year.
Yeah, I think for a guy that's done what he's done over 20 years, I think you do let him finish the year.
Yeah.
I mean, unless you have an actual coach in waiting that you're planning on just hiring, it doesn't make any sense because they're not going to do anything for recruiting.
The only thing it hurts, some people said they wondered if they were concerned that Tech was going to be finding, if they had a coach in mind, they were afraid Tech would hire, didn't want to have it up.
I think Tech has probably.
But if they just said he was retiring, so they were looking for a coach.
Well, it looks like Tech's looking at Sonny Cumby, who is the offensive coordinator who played quarterback there. That didn't work out so well, Cliff Kingsbury, but, and then Spike Dykes' son.
Yeah, Sonny Dykes. Is it both of them?
Yeah.
But just, it makes sense.
There's just really no loyalty in sports these days.
So I tried looking back, because it seemed like it's that once before. Coach Dickey was here, and they had that one year, but they won 5 or 6 games. Or Big 12, Snyder's first year, so there were 3 Big 12, Big 8 coaches at the time. Who beat them, and they got fired that year. I
No,
can't remember when that,
Paul Rhodes was the last one before. That was Iowa State a couple of years ago after
Yeah,
that.
like I say, it was years ago. It seemed like it was during the year there were 3 teams we beat. I don't think back then they can't, the end of the year.
Well, I guess 96, they Oklahoma. For was that probably been the year, right? Oklahoma, Iowa State. Nobody. This when Dan McCarthy took over.
That when
Then Nebraska was 99, so it's still there. Maybe Oklahoma State. I don't know.
I say, I don't remember, I just seemed, and maybe one of them was a non-conference team too, I don't know, I just seemed like it was. So I don't know, I couldn't find anything.
I was wondering what it was.
So I couldn't figure out what the noise was, I think it's that.
It is.
Thank you. Okay.
I wonder if it's getting ready to go out. Ugh. Totally.
So we read off 300 pages of that.
I browsed through it the first time she said it digital. I was thinking about printing a copy. I'm like, printing a 3D.
I had a print, and it's in a notebook, it's easier to read than online. But still. it's-
Realistically, I'd probably say only a third of it probably overall really changed. So. I'm sorry. Sit out here.
Right.
Morning.
So you guys ready for the quiz? We are.
I don't do quizzes. I'm past that. I'm past that point.
I can tell you how many pages are in it. Does that count?
That's one of the questions.
The spelling your name count? Okay. No, I was gonna print it originally. I thought, no, not 300+ pages. So I kind of bounced through it. Seemed like only maybe about a third of it really changed, maybe.
For us,
To,
changes more is the organization of it.
Actually, aesthetics.
that's still changed though.
It's clarity.
Yeah. Is it raining yet when you guys walked over?
It's just a little misting.
It's supposed to rain today.
This morning,
Oh,
it probably will. I washed my truck yesterday. It's almost a given. Didn't work so well in the summer, but I think it's gonna work that well in the winter.
just didn't even look at the weather forecast.
It's not supposed to be very warm this week. Upper 40s. I guess fall has sprung upon us.
More than the end of November than the start of November.
Yeah. And the time changes this upcoming weekend.
Orphans have that, it's so dark.
It's really kind of getting dark kind of early still too, even with.
Yeah.
So that last night, I
Okay,
still watched
because
football
I
over
didn't
6 o'clock.
The W drive.
Getting kind of dark.
I did not send to the
The
W drive.
windows kind of face that southern exposure, so you catch the sun coming up and coming down pretty well. It's like, yeah, geez.
In the mornings, what I noticed.
Of course, that'll change next Monday. It'll be lighter, it'll be darker in the evening.
More trick or treaters.
4?
Yeah.
I saw several people saying that they had to stop in the middle of everything and go find candy that wasn't on the shelf apparently. Which I did. I said, well, what's wrong with fresh vegetables? I mean, Trying to get away from
They get
obesity,
thrown
aren't
back
we?
at your house.
Take baby carrots, take baby carrots and roll them up in Tootsie Roll wrappers. They won't find out the true meaning of anything until you get home, you know?
We've cleaned the eggs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Well, we had, my daughter has two German shepherds that don't like people coming to the door. So I set a bunch of candy outside with the load on it. It disappeared really quick.
Oh, yeah, I bet.
There were about 4 groups that came by, but we didn't let the dogs go.
I was thinking, I saw a lot of pictures of costumes, even adults in costumes. I
Great
thought,
costume.
and then I got to thinking last year, and I'm like, most people probably didn't last year, so I remember 2 years ago, so.
My daughter, son-in-law posted their picture, and I would not have known that. I would not have known him. It's- Quite the makeup on. Now we're kind of away from everybody else. So we're back up almost to the highway. We're blocking half. They have to walk block and a half up and back and get to 3 houses. So
Yeah.
the only people come were all 4 of them were students, Jan's former students, so.
It's also mean, it says if a kid comes to your door and they appear to be too old to be trick or treating, just be happy that they're still trick or treating, want to be a kid instead of out partying.
Yeah. It's true. They grab all the candy and go party.
Yeah.
They're just collecting candy for
their party. I don't care how old you are, if you wear a costume and you come to my door, I'll give you some candy.
Yeah.
It's fine.
It's probably how I would be too.
Yeah.
Depending on just how corny the adult costume is, it might give you a little extra more candy because apparently you're gonna need it.
I think most of our kids, I thought we were like, dead.
One time growing up, we had this staircase that kind of went like this and kind of came up to the house, and my dad was sitting there in this scarecrow outfit, just sitting silently. Then he would catch the kids coming down and scare the crap out of them. There was this one little girl. She was wearing a little white fairies dress, and he jumped up out of the chair, and I mean, she bolted. She was halfway up the block and tripped and fell. Oh man, we felt so bad for that poor little girl. It wasn't a scary scarecrow. It was like scarecrow from
Well,
Wizard of Oz.
Something there, somebody in costume jumped up.
Long time ago. Well, it is 9 o'clock, Amanda, so
All right.
I guess it's quiz time.
All right, y'all ready?
Well, if it's anything like the last quiz I took on employee day, no.
All righty, good morning, commissioners. Amanda Smeller, Planning Director. Also have Bob Isaac here, our planner. So I'm going to keep my intro very, very short to give you all time for any questions, comments, since we only have the 30 minutes this morning. Again, of course, what we have before you is our proposed land development regulations. Both our planning boards have done work sessions. And so far, Riley County Planning Board has had their public hearing. We will have the Manhattan Urban Area public hearing this evening. And then, of course, all of the comments and suggestions and recommendations that those boards make, we will bring to you folks on, it's proposed right now on the 18th of this month to hopefully have that done and adopted, but we'll see how today and this evening goes. So hopefully we can still make that goal. Again, as we had talked about before, and as we were alluding to just a moment ago, not a ton of changes throughout the entire document. A lot of it, again, is clarifications, clearing things up, making things a little bit more user-friendly, easier to read and administer. Obviously, it's gotten a little bit prettier as well with formatting and illustrations, graphics, et cetera. That's always helpful to have that in there. So in your packet, again, I did explain the different things that the document accomplished, again, for each of the different sections and what we've done. Happy to go through those again if you would like me to, but I think I will leave it unless you have questions, just so we can dive right into, again, discussion. One additional thing to mention, you do also have the driveway standards. It's actually in your packet. That will also have to get, we've been, of course, taking that through in along with the LDR document. It'll get adopted by reference as a separate standalone document. So we're also doing that one. That one's a lot shorter, a little bit easier to get through, but that one is brand new. So definitely, if you have any questions or comments on that, please let me know. Like we did talk about previously, there were some comments from both planning board work sessions that we've weaved into the document, a few different things, and one of the setback changes and then a couple corrections to some of the illustrations. So again, we anticipate having more recommendations from both of our planning boards when we meet again with you folks on the 18th. But what we just kind of wanted to do today again is give you folks a chance to review, ask questions, and make any comments. So.
I'm gonna have anything specific. I do like how it's kind of a little more cleaned up and streamlined, which would assume make it easier for an average Joe to be able to kind of work through those when they need to. Do the driveway standards work? You have paving or road special district? Yeah, okay. I say that because I have a feeling, well, we've got kind of one in place over there and like, yeah, and then would be surprised to see one or two more in the next 3 to 5 years.
Yes, and they will apply.
Okay.
Yeah, any new residential development.
I think both of them are outside the city of Manhattan, so yeah, okay.
Now, the way it goes, imagine just one lot, and it goes for every lot, so pick one. They're gonna have to have their driveway established, as part of the building permit before a certificate of occupancy can be issued.
Yeah.
What that does is it puts people, puts their investment into that driveway. So they're not like, oh, this is gonna be our little driveway, and then move it after an address point's been given. So when, there's a fire, they get the house built, and all the emergency responders go to this one spot, there's no driveway. They don't know that there's a back entrance over here, and there's issues. That we've had that, we have a couple of those examples now that we're trying to avoid. The other one is just having driveways that only a Jeep can get through kind of thing, there's sharp pin turns and hairpin turns that a fire truck cannot turn on. So that's why those got put into place. The primary reason. And we did vet those, we vetted those with works with rural fire and so on. Ambulance, that's where you see it, but the width, clearance and all that kind of thing.
The turnouts, it's just so they have room to turn away if there's. So 100 feet, you have to have a turnaround spot.
Yeah, because some people have quarter-mile driveways.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, like I said, I know there was one Mr. Riley a couple years ago, they had problems that they couldn't get the trucks in it.
Yes, house burns down.
Yes.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
That's what we are looking to avoid.
And there were certain areas, there were some outbuildings too, but they were able to the house. But, yeah.
So did you get any pushback on these driveway standards?
No, surprisingly, I just wanted to point out real quick that Monty, his vision for the driveway standards were for only platted subdivisions. Anything being platted, we would be able to require. But we noticed, and I don't think that there's any hindrance to it. We have lots of record. You can build a house. You can, and there's really no difference, in the reality. You go out there, you don't see platted, unplatted, you just see a house. Same goes for a country estate or any of the residential use designated that you can build a house and establish a driveway and an address point. So we had to create it, make sure that those could be applied to that situation as well.
And in what situation would you, I'm sure everybody now that's homes already built are not grandfathered into this. Is there a situation that could happen, that they would have to follow these standards for emergency vehicles or?
So if things,
existing
yeah,
properties?
if things are existing, we can't retroactively apply these sorts of things, so.
What if you have a change from a regular, for instance, a regular residential house and they turn it into a AR and B?
If they make a modification to the structure, a change of use or do another, if they're doing something and seeking a permit, then yes,
Okay.
we can do that.
I think we ran into that exact problem a couple of summers ago, if I remember right.
Also, wasn't this consolidating two different?
Yes, our LDR, land development regulations, is consolidating, putting together our subdivision regulations and our zoning regulation. So right now, they're two separate documents we're putting them on.
But other stuff, because I just started looking at it saying, okay, what do if I want to do something? How do I dig through this? Which, of course, people who do that know what they're doing, and I don't, but I'm just trying to plow through. And the one, but the one I noticed, the sanitary code is still separate.
Yes,
That's, I said, okay, what are the requirements for a septic or that? Couldn't find anything. Finally found the elder first and sanitary code. Had to go online, which I know we're revising our website because it was difficult to find.
okay, yeah,
On there.
yeah, no, we've heard that.
This is actually online now as a draft. and
Yeah, I
it will
saw-
be online. You want to scroll down to the next pages?
Yep.
You can look, see those buttons up to the top, right? Sure why we have half.
That little half one there, let me
Yeah,
see.
there we
It
go.
is.
Right, those are little buttons that are fast buttons or quick buttons, whatever. They'll take you to different parts of the document, and, page and that.
Zoom you around.
And there should be hyperlinks within the document that will take you from page 2 to 340. So you're not having to go, okay, find a table of content or scroll. And so people will be able to use these online, like a digital document quickly and efficiently. And I think that we also included Amanda's number.
And that
Just
number
in
is?
case there's questions.
555.
776-5577.
That's popular.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
But anyway, so now this, at this point in time, there's not a hyperlink in this document to send you to the Riley County standards of road design for platted subdivisions or the sanitary code. Those will also be there. This document will reference those documents. You don't just have to go to those. Those should be available once we get the website.
Yeah, well, at the moment, those are 300-page documents, so they're a little easier to go to
Right.
and try to work through. But
Quite as large.
said the average common Joe, like all of ourselves, I think that's a good way to go.
Oh, incidentally, the city is doing the exact same thing with their things. They're combining their subdivision regulations with their zoning regulations. At about the same time we're doing ours. So there's going to be some confusing times here. We can talk about the cities are out. It's because the Manhattan urban area subdivision regulations, we work with those in Manhattan urban area.
Right.
And so, yeah, we're going to be needing to bring those to this board for adoption. Once they get that squared away, hopefully, December.
December.
I can see that being
Things going
That
here.
was another intergovernmental.
yeah, it was earlier in the year.
Yes.
Chad and Samantha came in to talk. I think it was Chad and Samantha came in and talked about that. Yeah, as I see that being problematic over in the airport district over there. Because of course it is technically on the outskirts of town, but kind of still in the Manhattan urban area. If you take the business park, which is Annex City, but I got confused on that. All the lights went out, all the not traffic lights, all the street lights went out on that little loop over there by us, and I thought we were responsible for those, but come to think of it, city has a contract with Evergy.
Oh,
It's all the purple lights around town that everybody has mixed opinions about, but yeah, so I mean, there are some differences and anybody can get confused as to who's responsible for what in any given scenario.
So
Any other questions, comments?
No, I like what we're doing here. I'll be interested to see what the Manhattan or the planning board has to say. Some interesting comments on the Riley County side, but I wouldn't assume there would be much difference in that, but
Everybody, you know.
I figured out over
picks
the
things
last
a little
18,
different.
19 months, anything can surprise me. So.
Yes, yes. We did have a audience member at our public hearing with the planning board who had some comments that the board, tossed around and we'll make some recommendations on that. Yeah, so just a few things that they've made recommendations on, certainly nothing major. Mostly just some clarification with some various language and things like that, so. And of course, all of that, we'll have all of that information for you folks on the 18th, so.
but you had mentioned that presentation is cleaned up, whatever, instead of just a page after page of notes,
Yeah.
you have diagrams, you think explaining certain things. Like I said, didn't know what I was doing, so I was just saying, what does that mean? You can find, we look through, okay, it means, go through this, don't do that.
Yeah.
It's not,
Yeah, well, before, I mean, it was just basically
It's
black
just
and white
text right
text.
now.
exactly.
Yeah.
And,
I need.
Unless you really like to read development regulations, and I know there's a group of people that do, I would say probably 95% of us probably don't. So, yeah, it kind of helps break it down, make it a little bit more palatable.
Just explain things a little bit better.
But it also cuts down on misinterpretation, secondary and tertiary interpretations of the same thing. No,
Right.
this is what we do. No, they can be taken this way. Here's a picture.
Picture what was
Yeah.
in.
Oh,
But then it's funny because on the flip side, sometimes people take that picture as that's exactly what it has to look like. And it's not always quite, it's usually an example or, something of that nature. So we took our time, went through several iterations of the illustrations and graphics to be really careful about, this is an example, this is what we mean, but maybe it doesn't necessarily have to look exactly like this picture. So.
And you cut down on the number of zoning
Yes.
different districts, everything. Is that kind of a trend? I think people have gotten dividing them up into so many different, just even city, right? We went through this with the city, right? A couple years ago. They divided that into so many different things. It's either this or that.
Yeah, it's a lot easier to be a little broader within each zoning district rather than have 10 of, single family or something, so.
the reason why they were as they are now. Present tense.
Currently.
The reason why they are the way they are now is because in 1974, when they were adopted, there was already a lot of development. And so they were trying to design the regulations for that development and the future development as well, and try to accommodate certain things. They were even thinking about like a village district for like heats. Because if you notice, the majority of the lots in heats, although they're very tiny, are zone A. Well, how come they weren't zone residential? You'd have to create another district with standards, set of standards to meet those. So it matched up. And there's no sanitary code, there's no central sewer there at the moment. And so that became problematic. The village idea, concept, whatever that went out. But that's why there were so many districts. And even from that point in 1974 to now, there were new districts being created. So the airport, that's an actual zoning district called N1, noise hazard. And if you look at the zoning map, you can see parts of it are still there. And you would think that would have been one of those zoning districts that people could walk in and rezone out of. But they were able to do it for some reason. That one right there, since it's essentially, defunct anyway for the most part, that will be eliminated upon adoption. And the airport overlay, much more modern way of handling the airport always has been, and much what the city is doing, that will take place of that.
If anything, it's coming.
Appreciate all the hard work
Yeah.
somebody that's gone to that.
I think that was kind of started with Monty and
Oh,
then
yeah.
transferred over to you. And
Yeah, it's been a lengthy process, so we're
we didn't
excited to
tell
be
you about
getting there.
that one, sorry.
We're getting there.
Other duties as a son.
Yeah.
The special projects, that's part of his name, his title.
It's very important, for sure.
It's been a good project, so we're excited to be wrapping it up here soon, so.
Guess we'll,
I'm talking to other places, other counties, too broad, they run into things that, that's not what people going in and interpreting themselves if there isn't definitely things that.
And I mean, it'll still happen even with this document. There's,
Yeah, you can't eliminate.
there are so many different scenarios. No scenario is ever the same as another one, so, yeah. So,
One thing we do have, I think, is a good case. I'm in CACPISA, which is the Kansas Association of County Planning and Zoning Officials. I meet with a lot of different planning directors and people who are in at least the role of planner in their county, counties, whether they're some or not. And I think our regulations, especially our flood plan regulations, are all model regulations for other counties.
Mhm.
They'll see like, what might we think of that? And we just try to use this in some fashion things. And there's still some strange ones out there. I'm still wondering how they go about getting past the deal. But nonetheless, we're taking what we have and making it even better. And for in many respects, that's me.
definitely.
Well, Riley County is also somewhat unique outside of the scope of 124 counties and have this in Riley County and Potawatomi County because it's way down in the bottom and you have a comprehensive area and you have a true rural area. And so, I mean, you got to distinguish all those things, with work and developments too. So some counties don't have a whole lot, so probably putting forth this much time and effort probably doesn't make any sense, but being able to have some basis when you need to do something, be able to look at something, certainly helps. Okay.
All right, well, thank you very much. We will be back before you with this on the 18th, and I'll have your quiz at that time. And we'll go from there.
Study, go to the college.
Yep, we'll give you some time to study. So, thank you so much.
Do you have a minute?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
This is bad.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh. Morning.
Morning.
Oh, it's Saturday.
Are you?
Wow. Look, several times back. Like 90s when it was a purple stadium.
Still probably going to be.
Too. It's interesting, there were a few key people that all left at half, K-State sections in the end zone. And then we just got moved out. Both sidelines
Yeah.
were full.
Yeah. Surprising. Oklahoma State really made it to them. Something. At one point, Oklahoma State had 45 points and KU had 49 yards.
Oh, yeah.
Ouch. Ouch. Okay, well, it is 9:30, time for press conference this morning, and I don't actually see anybody on this list here, but I think Susan, you're filling in for Rich this morning.
I am.
Okay, we'll take an elections update and
Okay.
go from there.
Good morning. I'm Susan Bowler. I'm the election supervisor for Riley County. And I just wanted to touch base with you and let you know that today is the last day for advanced voting. It closes at noon. It's been pretty steady and busy. So far, we've processed 2,818 voters in advance. Like I had mentioned, our advanced voting closes at noon. And so the next opportunity for Riley County voters to vote will be on election day at your polls from 7 a.m. until 7 p.m. If there's any question about a ballot style or where you vote, you can visit our website at www.rileycountyks.gov/elections. And on that main page, it gives you both of those opportunities to click on the link, type in your information, and bring it up and let you know where you need to go.
The election numbers today?
The election number is 2,818.
Okay,
Yep, that's how many we have processed up to this point. But it's pretty busy right now.
yeah, I bet.
Yeah. It is.
All right.
Thank you.
We'll, get through more. Sounds good. Thank you. Do you public notice?
Do that bridge.
Yeah, go ahead.
Good morning, Commissioners. John Ellerman, Public Works Director. Just letting you know today, we're starting our Rose Hill Road Bridge Replacement Project. Project located about a quarter of a mile south of Sweet Creek Road. Rose Hill Road will be closed through traffic during construction from Sweet Creek. Can't say that.
That's like
Sweet
really
Creek.
it's kind of like the tie you usually wear.
Yeah, I should have. Sweet Creek to Carlson Road, project expect to be completed by April 1st, 22,
That was starting today.
starting today.
Okay.
Thank you.
Questions? Please stand. Okay,
Thank you.
sounds good. And Captain Steer wasn't going to be with us today. He had surgery. His fill-in couldn't make it either. So he'll come in and give us an update at some particular point in time. Gina, I'm not for sure about on that one. Yeah. She got married since the last time that appeared.
It's not a religion.
Yeah, he's a case. He's a case thing. He's one of our.
Oh, okay.
In fact, he was employee of the month, September or September.
I think so, somewhere not too long ago.
So not too long ago, yeah, here.
Been here for a long time.
guess with that, I guess we got Julie at 9:50. So another break. It's a busy morning. I'm not used to this,
Must be for everybody else too.
I guess. It's nice to take a breather and again.
Twenty-five minutes.
15, 16.
9:50, okay.
And Clancy won't
We
be
have
given a,
10, yeah.
he won't be, there won't be a 10 o'clock, so that'll be, Julie will be the last. Nancy apparently, like myself, took a booster on Friday. Isn't faring very well from the end. You took yours on Friday too?
Right, they said it had been. I mean, it was busy, but it wasn't a line. I mean, there was 3 or 4 people.
I got there right at 10 and there's a pretty good line up and around. Made me think that it was all right on Friday because Friday was a pretty nice day, but then a day like today where it was cloudy and cold and rainy, and I don't know if that'll work or not, but I guess it is just been the first couple getting the solid majority of everybody, and then, you know.
No, I think they're supposed to sit there and wait, so they had.
Well, they're having
just
well,
outside.
speaking of which,
Sitting
yeah.
outside and waiting.
Yeah.
Which is nice.
Speaking of which, they're having another one this morning from 10 to 3, I believe. And then Friday, I think it's on Mondays and Fridays.
Well,
I can ask Julie when she gets
don't
home.
forget one Saturday that blocked Anderson.
Yeah.
Luckily. Since I got that, so I didn't have to plan it. Said it was a graphic mess, of course, last time.
So is it just Moderna or is it both?
I think Moderna is what they have in stock right now, but you can apparently mix and match. I don't know.
like that.
Yeah, I don't like that idea really either, so wanted to make sure
I think my arm still hurts where I got it. yesterday.
I've got it's a little bruised
I
and
don't know about yours, what it is.
It's not the first time. It hurt more than this the first time. The arm hurt worse, but only the last couple of days, this wasn't bad to begin with. Any better. So,
everybody's different.
For a half
Yeah.
a dose, you would be.
I know, I think last time, I don't want anything.
But your immune system's reacting to something that it's already kind of reacted
Yeah,
to, so it
that's
could be a
true.
different, it's just hard to say.
That's what I'm saying. I hope it took, because she, if anything, she didn't have sore arms, she didn't, you know, this, all the time, but she never felt bad, never had sore arm. Had anything. So, I wonder if it didn't take.
Someone said that if you had a good immune system, you wouldn't get much. I
No,
don't know,
she's-
that's true.
It's a reverse. If your immune system reacts to it pretty quickly and you have those side effects, it means the immune system's pretty strong in this response.
Yeah, kindergarten teacher, she had a strong system.
Yeah.
Over the years.
Yeah.
We talked about the first year teacher, she's all over. So
I bet they do.
plus, that's all those kids.
Yeah,
Yeah, a couple of years, too.
they build up an immune system. My neighbors have one. Everything he gets, they get. I always tell them they're not outside. They're like, got something else. Looks like a wisp of sun on Zoom. Ashley?
So we have to be listening to this agreement we're about to talk about.
This door. It's really cold on the floor. You notice that? I think it's so cold on the floor. Yeah, it is. You know, it's not bad here, but the feet are always cold. So I think it's. Nobody ever comes in my home. That's why it's an emergency. Yeah, there's a lot of air coming in. That's where it's coming from. I can't tell why my feet are always cold. It's cooler.
Should say one day we had a monsoon out here, the water was just flowing like a river through that doorway over there. I don't think they've sealed it off since, but
Well, is that sealed off or?
it is now.
Okay.
The bottom threshold or something came apart. And,
I don't have email.
Is this one, I guess it's for emergency, but I thought that
Yeah.
was. older.
no, that's an actual window, it's a storefront in there, it's not an actual door.
I guess we got one thing to sign today.
Yeah, this will be all of us instead of just me for a change. Rest my hand a little bit.
So just
I'm sure Thursday's gonna be. on signatures.
Well, there'll be payroll, that's for sure. So at least be one.
okay, thanks. Bye.
I have. Morning.
Morning.
So. Oh, I was gonna ask you, I wonder who's here for a couple of months. Well, we have. Yeah. She does. Yeah. Okay, are there age restrictions? Yeah. She wants to get a motion, so she's saying. Okay. So the name of the test I'm gonna give is the PCR. So that's not a great test. Okay, thank you. Yeah.
Okay, it's 9:50, so we'll go ahead and start by making a motion that we recess as the Board County Commission and reconvene as Board County Health.
Also,
It's been moved and seconded on the motion. All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Go ahead,
All
Jim.
right, good morning. So I'm here with the agreement between the health department and the consulting company that Connie Setzler is part of. And she is the one who did our CHIP, or the Community Health Improvement Plan, back in 2015. And she has requested to do it again for this year, which we're very happy to see. We do have the money already for this. It's through the Pathways Grant, so it's $25,000. So there's no fiscal impact to the county. That will all go to Connie for her help with the CHIP. So this will be similar to what she did in 2015. She'll perform focus groups, analyze quite a few data sets, but especially our community health, behavioral health survey that we put out. And then hopefully we will have a great plan after that to show. Any questions on this?
so there's a plan, there was one in 2015, is that, have we used it?
Yes, yep. We use that. It basically shows our gaps in the community, what we really need to focus on. And so what we've done with the 2015 plan, we developed subgroups to really work toward those gaps, to try to fill those gaps. For example, the Food and Farm Council, within that council, there's many different subgroups too that work on food insecurity and food access, things like that have been shown that, we need to do better on here in our communities. So.
But it's hoping it wasn't something just set on the shelf. It's actually used.
We use it, yep, for sure.
How does that fit with community needs assessment? Comprehensive plan with the health department is incorporate into those, or is it kind of its own separate standalone?
So she looks at the results from the community needs assessment, and also what she'll do this year, what we can do this year, which we weren't able to do in 2015, is compare the two. So we were able to compare the two surveys that we've done. So
2015, did we have that community needs assessment in 15 already, or was that the back end of the year, if I remember right?
We had one, I think it was in 2015, maybe in 2014, I'm not sure, but
6 years ago.
I know. I can't remember last year sometimes.
Then something gets kicked out, so. Okay, fair enough. Okay, sounds good to me. We learn the more we know, and it's grant funded, so.
I would recommend that the Board of Health approve this agreement as written.
I'll second.
It's been moved and seconded on an agreement between the Riley County Health Department and with that vision,
Yeah, I can't.
in this.
Envisage.
Sage. We're gonna go with in this sage consulting.
And this one.
Must be French. It's there, so we're good. So, yeah, so it's been moved and seconded. All those in favor? Aye.
That's why I said the consulting firm that she's with, because I
Yeah.
wasn't sure how to say that.
I noted, I picked up on it as soon as I saw the word.
Yeah.
I had to start putting pronunciations in there.
That's it, you got it.
These all backslide, is that what it is?
So I have one more question.
Sure.
So just stay around for a minute.
Yep. Sure.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me check my schedule. I should call. I'm not calling Friday.
Yeah, just,
Okay.
okay, thanks.
Actually, I've got a question for you here, post-meeting here.
Randy's too today.
Okay,
Yeah,
post meeting, the meeting.
yeah. So, as I mentioned, Clancy will be joining us. Guess he's feeling a little under the weather from his shot on Friday, so he'll catch back up with us on Thursday or thereabouts. So, outside of that, I don't have anything else this morning. They're looking at the window.
Oh.
Fix that, yeah. Fair enough.
Okay, I would make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
And I can actually shut us down here. That's the cord. Since it's probably on its way. All right, I guess we'll see you on Thursday. Quick meeting today. I'm not used to it, but we're gonna have a few long ones here. Yeah, I don't know how to approach that just yet. Just wait. Just wait. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.